It's the time to get down.
Was managed to squeeze out one little trip to the Snooty Fox or to the, you know.
For those of you guys who don't know what the Snooty Fox is,
whatever your motel
in New York, it's a
whatever
famous
little motel,
urban motel back in what, the late 70s,
the Mustang,
80s, the 90s or whatever. That it's like going to Atlanta
any place that charges by the hour.
Yeah, okay.
Any place you go that charges by the hour.
Yeah, I got you.
And gives you a couple of cups as part of the deal.
Okay, I'm just letting you guys know. Tiger, if any of your associates see this, I'm wishing that you're going to have a great year. The dating is not a non-issue because I'm going to say this.
I want him to have a great year.
The first person he dates is going to be on photo blast.
Wait. Okay, let's be realistic. I want him to have an introspective growth year, which means coming to calm and peace.
All right.
And I recognize that there's going to be some times where it's going to be difficult and lonely. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So in other words, I don't need for him to try to be a saint.
Because you know it's hard, Mario.
But it's all hard. That's why he can step forward and grow. Remember I said to me, all you folks out there, the statistics say 75% of the married men cheat.
Right.
65% of the women. They ain't got nothing to claim either.
Well, watch this. I got something for you right here.
Oh, y'all who ain't cheating.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Here's the part that's going to be interesting. It's hard to go from getting a whole bunch of sex to none at all.
I wouldn't know about that, Vic.
Wait a minute. Don't say nothing.
I always have the Palm sisters. Millie, Tilly, and they love me.
Okay. I got a question for you. Watch this. Between the drama with his former now ex-wife.
Yes.
Former wife.
Yes.
Do you believe that Tiger has been able to still have sexual relations?
Oh, hell yeah. You always have sexual relationships. Just sometimes you don't have no company.
No, with another person.
Oh,
with a
okay,
woman,
I understand.
man.
You got yes, I'm sure he has.
You think so?
Because yes.
Okay.
How do you drown your? You know me. How do you like to drown yourself?
Okay.
How do you spell relief? I use 2 letters, BJ.
Okay, we're going on to the next subject.
Huh?
We're going
broken
to the next,
jars.
No, we're going to the
broken
next subject.
Jars bring me relief.
I'm going to football. It's time to go to football because I knew he was going to do
So you're
this.
going to get some sex.
You know, there's a history of quarterbacks in the league that always fail, but there's always these big time what we call college quarterbacks that don't make it to the next grade. But USC has a tradition of having quarterbacks that tend to prove to be somewhat above average and successful in the league. Carson Palmer, and recently, even if you say it's still early, Sanchez looks to be a product that's going to get better because he has the years. The game yesterday between the Tennessee Titans and Arizona Cardinals was interesting. Is that you got to see
preseason.
I know, but you got okay. I'm gonna give you this much, Mario.
But I agree.
When you're 5 years in the league,
I agree.
And you got 10. And look, I'm gonna look at Vince Young. Vince Young is a natural talent, and he came out of that championship with Matt Leinart. And he was way above what they would call the next prodigy, but he had controversial issues personally. Now you have Matt Leinart comes out of a system, USC, following Carson Palmer, the whole thing, and he becomes successful. It's 5 years later, dude. 5 years later.
And some of those passes just looked weak.
And
you wonder what I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know enough about the player because to me, okay, this is what I do know.
Right.
I wonder if you're working hard enough. Okay, are you working hard enough?
Right.
Because some of these things that he seemed to be having problems with seem to be related to fundamentals, Vic.
Well, you're talking about Matt Leinart.
Yeah. In other words, when you're watching his I'm not sure. Does he know the offense as well as he should?
Yeah, Mario. The one thing that they're not saying that he doesn't know the playbooks and everything, but I think it goes to the part that what we see in Sanchez. If you turn around and say the natural arm ability and strength of Matt Leinart, Leinart, is it Leinart? Leinart. Okay, my bad.
Leinart.
You're wrong. But if you see that, he, especially being a lefty, he has a smooth delivery. It's not a lot of power, but he came out, they said Sanchez was just a product of having what you would call the hunger. Here it is, Sanchez in his second year. Look where he's already developed into. Matt comes behind, of course, a former Super Bowl winner, Kurt Warner. So you are in a system that works, Aaron Rodgers, following Green Bay's former Green Bay Favre. So the part that I'm saying is, when you look at the quarterbacks yesterday, he threw for 26 yards, man.
Dude,
26
he
yards.
was a disappointment. Some of the passes, okay, that's what I'm saying, Vic. Okay, I really have to question. And, of course, the interview didn't help.
No.
But the interview wasn't terrible.
It wasn't good.
It just still goes back to this thing. He seems to be lacking in fundamentals. Does that mean he needs to be working harder, practicing harder? I'm not sure. Does he not know the offense? Some of the passes look to be really errant.
I think the part that Mario, I think you're right. And I'm gonna say the other part.
He looked terrible.
The speed of the game you're not prepared for in college, because college is a little bit different. He got to sit back there and take his time and wait for the talent of a Reggie Bush and others who are in the league now play. Now you're on a stage of rage. When I say rage, a team that's sitting up here going to hunt you down. The playbook yesterday was right to form. They said bring an extra half second less to his game opportunity and watch what happens.
Didn't he almost allude to whether or not he... Okay, to me, he seemed in some points to question the offensive philosophy indirectly.
In a way, he did. Well, he did a good job of saying...
Like trying to say, well, of course, if we're trying to do this or that.
It's 5 years later. At some point...
I said, does he know the offense? That's what I'm saying. He did errant.
Yes.
He looked unstudied.
It's the one quarterback that I have to turn around and say, at some point, the average lifespan for a quarterback in the league, he's almost there. 5 years.
He looked unstudied.
So, and it doesn't look promising. Now, let's get back to this. Now, here's the other part. Vince Young. Now,
he looked good.
But what's the ongoing issue that you hope that he does not run into, because he's looked good prior to
somebody knocking the shit out of him on the field? That's my main issue. Now, I think he's grown mentally anyway, and that he's a stronger, and I think people underestimate the difficulties of dealing with the environment.
Right.
Now, so having said that, I like him more as a man now.
Right.
Because he demonstrates the capacity to come back. In other words, you should be able to take an ass whipping at some point in time. And he showed he could to me.
Right. And you remember, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, games in BCS championship history was Texas USC.
Wonderful game.
Won on the last play. The man, Vince took it in. It was a year for the Heisman that went to Matt. So you see how karma can come and get you. Well, here's the question I have at him. Watch this, because everybody had hesitations about, basically, will they perform? And I'm looking at the three guys who are on that stage of what they call the Super Bowl of college championships: Vince Young, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush. Well, who got a Super Bowl ring, Mario?
None of them.
Think now. Reggie Bush.
But a whole bunch of people ain't got. Well, Reggie Bush has a Super Bowl.
So here's a question.
Reggie Bush has. I'm sorry. He does.
Right.
So, but I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure. Well, let's play this. Well, maybe he does. That Reggie Bush is like he's on the Saints.
No, they actually profiled that Reggie Bush will be a certain type of player and not the traditional running back. Well, he's true to form, and he's on the team that won a Super Bowl. So here's my question: who will still be playing in the league 5 years from now between these three guys, Vince, Matt, and Reggie?
Vince.
Oh, so Matt and Reggie will be out.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Then.
I don't think Reggie can. If Reggie gets 5 good years, and that was good at his size.
Got you.
I just can't take the beating.
Okay.
Can't take the beating. If they use him more, in that halfback out of the backfield catching,
Yeah.
But I just can't take no. And Matt, I just don't think he has the skills.
It's going to be a rough
He could
road.
be there in 5 years. I don't see him as a star, so he could last that long as a backup quarterback.
Right. No, I'm agreeing with you. It just looks like they're going to. Okay, he may do better, Mario, in another system and another team, but I don't think it's going to happen with Arizona. I just don't see it unless he has a come to. Let me stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you need people. Sometimes you get the right people together,
right,
and people rise,
right,
and hopefully that could happen to him. I'm just not sure who he is as a person.
All right, now I'm gonna speed up a little bit here because I know we're sensitive on time. Then here's the question: going out, exiting. Will a celebrity girlfriend guarantee a Super Bowl win for a professional football athlete? Yes or no, Mario?
Yes, she'll guarantee. What do you mean? Was she go on the air and guarantee?
No. See, Reggie Bush had Kim Kardashian. He got a Super Bowl.
No, I think you have to be careful because, sleeping on those Kardashians can make you lose your motivation.
Okay.
They can. I'm just telling you.
All right.
You know them Kardashians. You're gonna lose your motivation.
Okay.
It's like sleeping on them good sheets. Y'all can't do it.
Okay.
Just say no. Say no. Don't do it.
So, Mario, I think the lesson has been learned that if you look at these three cats, I said, well, I think Kim had something to do with the inspiration of the Saints, which affected Reggie and the Super Bowl. So
what do you mind to say?
I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I
Sexy,
know it must be good, though.
Didn't you have sex?
I'm trying to get me a Kardashian.
Didn't you have sex as one of those good vices?
It is.
So it doesn't exclude.
No, but the Kardashians are more than just sex. It's wonderful cuisine.
You're wrong.
It is. It's wonderful because they know how to order out really well.
Okay. Well, let me go on over to.
They really know how to. Kim is a hella good ordering out.
Okay.
She may not be able to cook a damn thing.
See, I knew it.
But she can order out like a champ.
See, I tried to get away
Kim,
because
that's all that matters.
You're not supposed to knock Kim.
I'm not knocking Kim. Kim said she don't care. She said, I do know how to order out, and they will deliver.
Okay.
I know how to transfer into a wonderful table setting.
Okay.
That's all you need to do when you got the kind of buck she got.
Okay. Let me go on to this one. The Shanahan-Hainsworth battle, which now we kind of learn, because I was waiting to say, why is Hainsworth getting this treatment? Because he has a history. And so they looked at his history of basically, and I know this is not first time reporting for all of you guys, you already know this, is that he has a tendency to avoid doing what they call preseason workouts. Whatever has happened in his past, he's always avoided it. And it seems to be a system that is following him the same this year. A lot of things are happening, whether it's ranging from headaches, I have to go to the bathroom, or he couldn't do this, or something else is happening with his foot. I don't know what it is. Do you find that the message here, because Shanahan said, he said, there's a history, and this is why there was some comeback.
Cut your losses. The only reason he's probably there is contractual.
Well, yeah, it is, because
but cut your losses.
They can't, because he's a talent on the field. He's huge
on the
field.
You can. Cut your losses.
Wait a minute.
There's nobody bigger than the team. Cut your losses.
So is Shanahan taking the ground that
he's waiting for the attorneys to work it out the way to get rid of him?
So you think right now that they're working on getting Hainsworth out of there because he has a history of not?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
think he's already shown that he's not. He's a malcontent that it's not going to get better.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? This is not a long story.
Remember what's the debate?
Right.
The debate right now isn't one of the debates is whether he even gets to the season as part of the team.
That's right.
That's one. That's a debate I don't know. I think Shanahan is very practical in that if he plays, if he got to the season and was having hella good games, that might make him and everybody happy.
Right.
But will he get there? How long do we have in preseason, Vic?
You have what? 2 more. What? This is the third week. Is this the third? I think it's the third week. I know they have what? Oh man, I can't remember.
So I don't know either. See, if you have
5 weeks, I think.
If you got more than 2 weeks to go before the season starts,
then it's a problem.
There's a problem.
A problem. Okay, now let me go on because I know this is going to be ongoing, and I think what Shanahan is saying is, all you past coaches that had this cat, you didn't realize this is something that he does. In other words, he knows how good he is, and this is the same guy. Most people don't remember when he was on the Tennessee Titans. He put his cleats on what was a cowboy tackle. I can't remember his name. He put his cleats on his head after a play, and that followed him to a certain degree. Nobody really talks about that, but he has a history of being somewhat of, just say, a different personality. Now, without that, I have to get to this subject because I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. Can you imagine former Laker and Piston Kwame Brown being reunited with Michael Jordan? Now, Mario,
what, they meet for lunch or what? I don't know what you mean.
Wait, no. He's been signed by the Bobcats, which is the ownership by Jordan, of course. And so here he is with a player that has a history in Washington. When Jordan went to Washington, had control in Washington, he was the one that drafted Kwame Brown, that turned out to be a bust, and actually commented, and I'm not going to say the exact words, but he says, "Yeah, I can't figure him out." In other words, he was a #1 draft.
So has he been doing better at Bobcats than it disappeared off the radar to me?
He went to Detroit.
How was he doing at
remember the Lakers, and then he went to Detroit, and he actually did a little bit better than what we saw here in Los Angeles.